Money. It's a force that shapes our lives, yet it often feels elusive, slipping through our fingers faster than we can earn it. How often have we wondered why wealth seems to come so easily to some, while others struggle endlessly? Is there a secret to prosperity, a hidden formula we're missing? Or is it just a matter of luck and timing? The truth is, wealth isn't about luck. It's about understanding and applying principles that have stood the test of time. Today, we're diving into a book that reveals these principles in the form of timeless wisdom passed down through the ages. Are you ready to uncover the lessons that could transform your financial future? Welcome to Olivia's Summaries. Today, we're diving into The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason, a book filled with practical financial wisdom that has guided millions toward prosperity. Set in the ancient city of Babylon, one of the wealthiest civilizations in history, this book uses captivating parables to teach lessons on money, success, and abundance. In this summary, we'll explore the secrets shared by the richest man in Babylon himself, secrets that promise financial security and freedom if you're willing to learn and apply them. You'll discover the importance of paying yourself first, how to make your money work for you, and why guarding your wealth is just as important as growing it. These lessons aren't just theories, they're actionable principles that can help you save smarter, invest wisely, and build lasting wealth, no matter where you are in life. So, if you're ready to break free from financial stress and start building a future of abundance, stay tuned. Together, we'll unravel the ancient wisdom that could change the way you think about money forever. Chapter 1, The Man Who Desired Gold, introduces us to Bansir, a skilled chariot builder in the prosperous city of Babylon. He sits on the low wall of his modest home, staring at an unfinished chariot with a heavy heart. Despite his talent and years of hard work, Bansir feels trapped in a cycle of poverty. His thoughts are consumed by his longing for wealth and the freedom it could bring. He dreams of a life where he and his family can enjoy comfort, free from the constant struggle to make ends meet. Yet, despite his efforts, he finds himself no closer to achieving these aspirations. As he broods over his misfortune, his childhood friend Kobe, a musician, arrives. Kobe asks to borrow some silver to replace his broken lyre, only to hear Bansir's confession that he has no money to lend. This revelation opens a heartfelt conversation between the two about their shared frustrations with their financial situations. Both men are skilled in their crafts, yet their labor has brought them little in the way of wealth or security. They reflect on how gold seems to flow freely to others while eluding them entirely. In their conversation, Kobe proposes a solution. He suggests they seek advice from Arkad, a mutual friend who has become renowned as the richest man in Babylon. What intrigues them most is that Arkad was not born into wealth. He had once been as ordinary as they are now. His transformation into a man of immense fortune is a mystery they feel compelled to unravel. Inspired by the possibility of learning Arkad's secrets, they resolve to approach him and seek his wisdom. This chapter sets the stage for the book's exploration of wealth and financial freedom. It captures the universal struggle of individuals who work tirelessly yet fail to achieve the prosperity they desire. Through Bansir and Kobe, it underscores the importance of seeking knowledge from those who have succeeded, illustrating that the path to financial success often begins with learning from others who have mastered the principles of wealth creation. Chapter 2, The Richest Man in Babylon, introduces us to Arkad, the wealthiest man in the city. Bansir and Kobe, determined to understand how Arkad achieved his immense fortune, gather a group of their friends and approach him. They explain their frustrations and ask him to reveal the secrets to his success. Arkad welcomes them warmly and agrees to share his wisdom. He begins by recounting his humble beginnings as the son of a humble merchant. Arkad explains that he was not born into wealth and faced the same challenges they do now. However, his life changed when he resolved to learn the laws of wealth and apply them diligently. He tells them of a pivotal moment in his youth when he worked as a scribe, copying tablets for a modest income. Despite his hard work, he could barely make ends meet. One day, he met Algamish, a wealthy moneylender, who offered him invaluable advice in exchange for a task. Arkad was to complete a particularly challenging inscription for Algamish within a day. Seeing an opportunity, Arkad agreed and completed the task as promised. When Arkad sought Algamish's wisdom on wealth, the moneylender shared the first principle of building riches. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. Algamish explained that most people fail to grow wealthy because they spend everything they earn. Instead, one must set aside at least a tenth of their income and treat it as sacred, never to be spent. This money, when saved and invested wisely, becomes the foundation of wealth. Arkad took this advice to heart. He began saving a portion of his earnings and looked for ways to make his savings grow. Along the way, he made mistakes, such as trusting the wrong people and losing his savings. But he learned valuable lessons from each failure. With persistence and wisdom, he mastered the principles of managing, saving, and investing money. Over time, his wealth grew, and he became the richest man in Babylon. As Arkad shares his story, he emphasizes that building wealth is not about luck or extraordinary talent. It requires discipline, knowledge, and a commitment to follow proven principles. The friends listen intently, realizing that the keys to financial success are within their reach if they are willing to learn and apply these laws. This chapter sets the foundation for the lessons of the book, highlighting the importance of discipline, persistence, and financial education. It emphasizes that anyone, regardless of their circumstances, can achieve wealth by understanding and following the timeless principles of money management. Chapter 3, The 7 Cures for a Lean Purse, is a cornerstone of the book, where Arkad, the richest man in Babylon, outlines a step-by-step guide for building wealth and achieving financial freedom. In response to a royal mandate from the king of Babylon, Arkad gathers the city's citizens to share his wisdom, aiming to uplift their financial literacy and ensure the city's prosperity. The audience, a mix of craftsmen, merchants, and laborers, listens eagerly as Arkad explains how anyone can escape poverty and attain riches by following these timeless principles. First cure: start thy purse to fattening. Arkad begins with the simplest yet most powerful habit: saving at least 1/10 of all you earn. He explains that many people work hard but fail to retain any of their earnings, living paycheck to paycheck. To change this, one must treat a portion of their income as untouchable, a seed that, once planted, will grow into a financial tree. Saving, Arkad emphasizes, is the foundation of wealth, and even the poorest worker can begin by setting aside a small fraction of their earnings. This habit not only builds savings, but also instills financial discipline. Second cure: control thy expenditures. Wealth isn't just about earning, it's about managing what you earn. Arkad points out that most people mistake their desires for needs, leading to unnecessary spending. He encourages the audience to create a budget that covers true necessities while limiting frivolous expenses. By living within one's means and resisting the urge to splurge, individuals can prevent their earnings from being drained by unnecessary indulgences. Third cure: make thy gold multiply. Merely saving money is not enough. Wealth must grow. Arkad stresses the importance of putting your savings to work by investing wisely. He illustrates how gold, when properly invested, generates returns, much like a fruitful tree bearing more seeds. He advises reinvesting those returns to create a compounding effect, allowing wealth to grow exponentially over time. The principle is clear: money that earns money builds enduring wealth. Fourth cure: guard thy treasures from loss. Arkad cautions against risky ventures and dubious schemes that promise high returns with little effort. He advises the crowd to seek guidance from those experienced in managing money, such as merchants, money lenders, and successful investors. Protecting one's savings by avoiding unnecessary risks ensures that the wealth you've worked to build remains secure. Arkad also shares examples of individuals who lost their fortunes by trusting the wrong people or chasing quick riches, reinforcing the importance of prudence. Fifth cure: make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Owning your home, Arkad explains, is a crucial step toward financial stability. Paying rent enriches landlords, whereas owning your dwelling builds equity and reduces long-term living expenses. He encourages the citizens to invest in property, which not only provides shelter, but also serves as a tangible asset that grows in value over time. Owning a home creates a sense of security and pride while freeing up income for other investments. Sixth cure: ensure a future income. Thinking ahead is essential to financial success. Arcad emphasizes planning for old age or unforeseen circumstances by creating a future stream of income, whether through investments, land ownership, or businesses. Ensuring a steady income, even when one can no longer work, provides peace of mind. He advises the citizens to leverage their earnings now to secure their financial independence later, underscoring the importance of long-term thinking. Seventh cure: increase thy ability to earn. The final cure focuses on self-improvement. Arcad urges the crowd to constantly enhance their skills, knowledge, and expertise, making themselves more valuable in their trades or professions. By increasing their earning potential, they not only boost their income, but also gain greater control over their financial destinies. Arcad emphasizes that investing in oneself through education, experience, and personal growth is one of the wisest and most rewarding uses of time and resources. Arcad's speech concludes with an empowering message. Wealth is not reserved for the privileged few. Anyone, regardless of their current financial situation, can build riches by following these cures. The audience departs inspired, equipped with actionable steps to transform their lean purses into fat ones. This chapter is a practical guide to financial success, blending simple habits with deep insights about money management. It underscores that prosperity is achievable through discipline, foresight, and a commitment to continuous growth. Arcad's wisdom, rooted in ancient Babylonian culture, remains as relevant today as it was thousands of years ago, offering a universal blueprint for building wealth and securing a brighter future. Chapter 4, Meet the Goddess of Good Luck, delves into the intriguing concept of luck and its role in financial success. Arcad gathers an audience of curious citizens to discuss why some people seem to attract good fortune while others are perpetually plagued by bad luck. Through a combination of storytelling, wisdom, and practical examples, Arcad reveals that luck is not purely random, but is often linked to preparation, decisiveness, and action. Arcad begins by posing a question to the group. What is luck, and how does one gain the favor of the goddess of good luck? The crowd buzzes with answers. Some believe luck comes from divine favor, while others attribute it to mere chance or circumstance. Arcad listens patiently, then offers his perspective, challenging the common belief that luck is something passive or uncontrollable. He suggests that good luck often favors those who actively seize opportunities rather than those who sit idly, waiting for fortune to smile upon them. To illustrate his point, Arcad tells the story of a farmer who owned a valuable piece of land. One day, a wealthy merchant offered to buy the land at a generous price, intending to build a caravanserai on it. The farmer, uncertain and indecisive, asked for more time to think. Days turned into weeks, and while the farmer hesitated, the merchant found another parcel of land and withdrew his offer. Later, the value of the farmer's land plummeted due to changing market conditions, leaving him regretful and lamenting his bad luck. Arcad emphasizes that the farmer's misfortune was not a result of bad luck, but of his failure to act decisively when an opportunity arose. He highlights a key lesson. Luck often disguises itself as a fleeting opportunity. It rewards those who act swiftly and wisely, but vanishes from those who delay. Arcad then shifts focus to procrastination, calling it the enemy of success and the chief barrier to attracting good luck. He explains that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage, where people delay taking action due to fear, doubt, or complacency. He warns that opportunities are like fleeting shadows. They do not linger for the hesitant, but move swiftly to those who are prepared and bold. To reinforce his point, Arcad shares a personal story. In his youth, after he had begun saving 1/10 of his earnings, his mentor Algamish offered him an opportunity to invest his savings in a business venture. Arcad initially felt unsure, but he remembered Algamish's teachings and decided to take the risk. The investment proved successful, earning him his first significant returns and teaching him the value of acting on wise opportunities. Arcad reflects that had he hesitated or ignored Algamish's advice, his journey to wealth might never have begun. Arcad also provides examples from everyday life to demonstrate how missed opportunities stem from inaction. He speaks of merchants who fail to stock goods in demand, artisans who hesitate to expand their businesses, and traders who miss profitable deals due to indecision. Each of these individuals blames bad luck, but Arkad points out that their misfortune is rooted in a lack of initiative rather than random chance. To clarify further, Arkad acknowledges that chance events do exist, such as finding a coin on the street or receiving an unexpected inheritance. However, he emphasizes that these occurrences are rare and unreliable. Long-term prosperity, he asserts, is not built on chance, but on consistent effort, wise decisions, and the ability to capitalize on opportunities when they arise. The discussion then turns to practical advice. Arkad encourages his audience to cultivate a mindset of readiness and decisiveness. He advises them to educate themselves, develop skills, and remain vigilant for opportunities, as these qualities attract the goddess of good luck. He also warns them to avoid falling into the trap of endless deliberation, which often leads to missed chances and regret. As Arkad concludes his talk, he challenges his listeners to reflect on their own lives. He asks them to consider how many opportunities they have let slip away due to hesitation, fear, or lack of preparation. He urges them to make a commitment to act boldly and decisively, recognizing that fortune favors those who take responsibility for their actions and embrace the risks necessary for success. This chapter provides a powerful and practical lesson on the interplay between luck, action, and preparation. It reframes luck not as a mystical force, but as a result of readiness and courage in the face of opportunity. Arkad's insights inspire his audience to stop waiting for luck to find them and instead take proactive steps to create their own fortune. By connecting good luck with personal initiative, Arkad empowers his listeners to break free from passivity and take control of their financial destinies. Chapter 5, The 5 Laws of Gold, builds upon the financial principles already discussed, diving deeper into the nature of wealth and its preservation. Arkad explains these universal laws to a captivated audience, presenting them as timeless truths that guide individuals in acquiring, growing, and protecting their riches. These laws, shared as a story within the chapter, offer profound lessons that remain relevant to anyone seeking financial success. Arkad begins by introducing Nomasir, his son, who was tasked with learning the principles of wealth through real-life experience. When Nomasir came of age, Arkad gave him 2 things, a bag of gold and a clay tablet inscribed with the 5 laws of gold. He sent Nomasir into the world, instructing him to use the resources wisely and return after 10 years to share what he had learned. Nomasir initially believed the gold was his greatest asset, dismissing the importance of the inscribed laws. Confident in his abilities, he embarked on his journey, but soon squandered the gold through poor decisions, trusting unwise ventures, and succumbing to the allure of quick riches. Left penniless, Nomasir turned to the 5 laws of gold on the tablet, which became his guiding light as he worked to rebuild his fortune. Through hard work and disciplined application of these principles, Nomasir regained his wealth and multiplied it many times over. When he returned to his father a decade later, he carried not only great riches, but also the wisdom of the 5 laws. Arkad then shares these laws with the audience. The first law of gold: gold cometh gladly and in increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family. This law reiterates the foundational principle of saving at least 10% of one's income. Gold, Arkad explains, flows willingly to those who prioritize saving as a disciplined habit. By consistently setting aside a portion of their earnings, individuals create a financial foundation that grows steadily over time. The second law of gold: gold laboreth diligently and contentedly for the wise owner who finds for it profitable employment, multiplying even as the flocks of the field. The second law emphasizes the importance of investing savings wisely. Gold, much like a loyal worker, produces wealth when it is put to productive use. Investing in ventures that offer steady and safe returns allows wealth to grow exponentially through compounding, as money generates more money. The third law of gold: gold clingeth to the protection of the cautious owner who invests it under the advice of men wise in its handling. This law underscores the necessity of seeking counsel from experienced and knowledgeable advisors. Arkad warns that gold is vulnerable when placed in risky ventures or entrusted to individuals lacking expertise. A cautious approach to investments ensures that wealth remains secure while generating reliable returns. The fourth law of gold: gold slippeth away from the man who invests it in businesses or purposes with which he is not familiar, or which are not approved by those skilled in its keep. The fourth law serves as a cautionary tale against speculative or poorly understood investments. Arcad explains that wealth is often lost when people are lured by promises of high returns without understanding the risks involved. He advises avoiding ventures that fall outside one's realm of expertise or that lack the backing of reputable and skilled advisors. The fifth law of gold: gold flees the man who would force it to impossible earnings, or who followeth the alluring advice of tricksters and schemers, or who trusts it to his own inexperience and romantic desires in investment. The final law warns against greed, impatience, and gullibility. Arcad explains that the pursuit of extraordinary gains often leads to financial ruin, as such ventures are typically fraught with deception and risk. The law highlights the importance of patience, prudence, and skepticism when managing wealth. Having shared these laws, Arcad emphasizes that they are universal and immutable, guiding anyone who seeks to build and safeguard their wealth. He reflects on Nomasir's story as proof of their power. Although Nomasir initially lost his fortune, his disciplined application of the 5 laws enabled him to recover and thrive. The audience listens intently, recognizing that these laws go beyond theoretical concepts. They are practical tools for navigating the complexities of financial life. Arcad concludes by urging them to honor these laws, treat their wealth with respect, and approach their financial decisions with wisdom and caution. This chapter provides a comprehensive framework for acquiring, growing, and preserving wealth. The 5 laws encapsulate timeless truths about money, emphasizing the importance of discipline, prudence, and informed decision-making. Through Arcad's teachings, readers are reminded that wealth is not merely about accumulating riches, but about managing them wisely and responsibly for long-term prosperity. Chapter 6, The Gold Lender of Babylon, centers around the story of a humble and wise moneylender named Mathon, who teaches a powerful lesson about lending and the principles of wealth. The chapter focuses on the nature of loans, the responsibility of both the lender and borrower, and the role of judgment in financial transactions. Arcad shares this story with his audience as part of his ongoing effort to provide practical lessons in managing wealth. The story begins when Mathon, a well-known and respected gold lender in Babylon, is approached by a young man named Rodan. Rodan, a skilled weapons maker, has just sold a large batch of his weapons and has come into a substantial sum of gold. However, instead of wisely saving or investing it, Rodan is tempted by the prospect of using his newfound wealth for various extravagant purposes. Rodan decides he wants to lend a portion of his gold to others in order to increase his wealth further. Seeking advice, Rodan visits Man and asks for guidance on lending his gold to others. He wants to be generous, but is also wary of losing his money due to bad loans. Mathon, understanding the risks and responsibilities that come with lending money, decides to teach Rodan a valuable lesson. He agrees to lend him some gold, but with one condition. Rodan must first understand the principles of safe lending, the responsibilities of both the lender and the borrower, and the importance of trust. Mathon explains that lending gold is not simply a way to earn more wealth. It comes with both risks and rewards, and it requires wisdom, caution, and a keen sense of judgment. He outlines several key principles that should guide anyone in the business of lending money. The first principle Mathon shares is that the lender must only lend money to those who have a clear plan for repayment. It's crucial that borrowers are trustworthy and have a stable means of earning money. Without these assurances, lending becomes a gamble rather than a prudent investment. The second principle involves ensuring that the borrower has the means to pay back the loan. Mathon emphasizes that a good lender evaluates the borrower's situation carefully. This includes considering their income, their ability to repay the loan, and any potential risks involved. A lender must avoid lending money to someone who does not have a clear ability to repay, as this can lead to bad debt and financial loss. The third principle is to lend only what one can afford to part with if the loan is not repaid. Mathon advises Rodan not to lend gold that he cannot afford to lose. Even with the best judgment, lending always carries some risk. By only lending money that would not cause hardship if lost, the lender can protect themselves from financial ruin. The fourth principle focuses on the importance of documentation and clear terms. Methon advises Rodin to ensure that all loans are properly documented, with clear terms agreed upon by both parties. This creates a sense of accountability and clarity, which protects both the lender and the borrower. Without such agreements, misunderstandings can lead to conflicts or even legal issues. Finally, Mathon stresses the importance of patience and fairness. He explains that the lender should always be patient in receiving repayment, understanding that circumstances may change for the borrower. However, if the borrower fails to meet their obligations, the lender must be firm in their decision and seek repayment through the agreed-upon methods. Through these lessons, Mathon teaches Rodin not just the mechanics of lending money, but the deeper principles that ensure responsible lending and sustainable wealth. Mathon's approach to lending emphasizes wisdom, fairness, and the value of trust between both parties. It is not just about seeking profit, but about maintaining ethical practices and safeguarding the financial well-being of both the lender and the borrower. At the end of the story, Rodin gains a deep understanding of the complexities of lending and the importance of making wise, informed decisions. He learns that lending should not be taken lightly, and that the most successful lenders are those who lend responsibly, taking into account the needs, capabilities, and trustworthiness of the borrower. This chapter is a rich exploration of the principles behind lending and borrowing, and it provides crucial insights into how financial transactions can either strengthen or harm both parties involved. By combining judgment, caution, and ethical practices, Mathon demonstrates how lending can be a vehicle for wealth building that benefits not just the lender, but society as a whole. The story concludes with Rodin returning to Mathon's house, wiser and more cautious in his approach to lending. He thanks Mathon for the valuable lessons and promises to apply them in all his future dealings. Arkad, through this tale, teaches his audience the importance of responsible lending, the role of trust and judgment in financial relationships, and the long-term value of ethical decision-making in wealth creation. Chapter 7, The Walls of Babylon, is a reflection on the importance of financial security and protection in the journey to wealth. Arkad uses the metaphor of the Great Walls of Babylon, which have historically protected the city from invaders, to explain how individuals should protect their wealth from unforeseen losses. This chapter teaches lessons on safeguarding one's financial resources and the significance of creating a strong foundation to defend against potential financial threats. The story begins with a group of Arkad's listeners who are discussing how to build wealth and accumulate gold. As they speak, one man asks Arkad what the greatest protection against financial ruin is, and Arkad begins to tell the tale of the mighty city of Babylon. Arkad first describes the remarkable walls of Babylon, which were built to protect the city from external threats. These walls were constructed with the finest materials and were incredibly strong. They stood as a fortress, providing a sense of security for the people of Babylon, knowing that their wealth, lives, and families were shielded from potential harm. However, Arkad explains that while the physical walls of Babylon were essential in protecting the city from invaders, individuals also need walls to protect their personal wealth. Arkad then draws a parallel between the city's walls and the protections people must create for their finances. Just as the walls of Babylon kept the city safe, personal financial walls are necessary to keep one's wealth secure from risk and loss. Arkad emphasizes the importance of building a financial wall that can defend against unexpected events, such as market crashes, personal financial crises, or unwise investments. This wall is created through strategic planning, foresight, and making prudent financial decisions. Arkad identifies the first key to building such a protective financial wall, a strong savings foundation. This foundation is built through disciplined saving, where one sets aside a portion of their income regularly. Having a consistent savings plan ensures that in times of emergency or economic downturns, a person will have resources to rely on. Arkad likens this savings habit to the solid base of the Babylonian walls, which were built stone by stone to provide unshakable strength. Next, Arcad explains that just as the walls of Babylon had multiple layers of defense, a person's financial wall must also have multiple protective layers. The second layer is investment diversification. Arcad urges his listeners not to place all their wealth in a single venture, no matter how promising it may seem. Instead, he advises spreading one's investments across various asset classes, such as land, business ventures, and stocks. This strategy reduces risk and ensures that even if one investment fails, the others can provide financial stability. Just as the walls of Babylon had layers designed to stop different types of attacks, a diversified portfolio offers multiple defenses against financial threats. The third layer of protection is insurance and risk management. Arcad stresses the importance of insuring oneself and one's assets against loss. Whether it's health insurance, life insurance, or property insurance, protecting against the unforeseen can provide a crucial safety net. In the same way that the walls of Babylon were reinforced with strong defenses against all types of attacks, personal wealth must be fortified by measures that prevent devastating financial losses in times of crisis. The fourth layer involves wise counsel. Arcad points out that even the strongest walls cannot defend against all threats if the people inside do not know how to use them effectively. Just as the Babylonians had trusted advisors and leaders who knew how to manage the defenses, individuals should seek out wise financial advisors. These advisors can offer insights into investment strategies, risk management, and wealth preservation, ensuring that their wealth remains protected in the long term. Arcad then discusses the idea of living below one's means as another crucial aspect of building a strong financial wall. He suggests that one should avoid overspending or living a life of excess. Just as the Babylonians did not squander their resources when building the walls, individuals must not waste money on unnecessary luxuries or debt. Living frugally and wisely managing resources allows a person to build a secure financial future that can withstand unexpected challenges. Arcad concludes his teachings by reinforcing that financial security, like the walls of Babylon, is not built overnight. It requires consistent effort, foresight, and discipline. Each person must take responsibility for building and maintaining their own financial protection, brick by brick. He urges his listeners to apply these principles in their own lives to create their own walls of security that will protect their wealth and ensure long-term prosperity. This chapter is a powerful metaphor for the need to secure one's wealth from the many uncertainties of life. By creating a financial fortress through savings, diversification, insurance, wise counsel, and prudent living, individuals can build the strong defenses necessary to protect their financial future. Arcad teaches that just as Babylon's walls safeguarded its people, a person's financial security is built upon a thoughtful and disciplined approach to wealth management. The key to enduring success lies in building solid defenses and taking proactive measures to ensure that one's wealth remains safe from both external and internal threats. Chapter 8, The Camel Trader of Babylon, is a story about personal transformation, perseverance, and the importance of taking action to change one's financial situation. This chapter tells the story of a man named Dabasir, a camel trader, who finds himself deeply in debt and struggling to survive. Through his journey, he learns valuable lessons about financial discipline, commitment, and the path to freedom from debt. Dabasir's story begins with a harsh reality. He is overwhelmed by debt, owing large sums to several creditors. He has been living beyond his means and now finds himself facing financial ruin. He recalls how he once lived a life of excess, making impulsive decisions without thinking about the future. His debts have piled up, and he feels trapped in a cycle that seems impossible to escape. He is constantly anxious about his inability to repay what he owes and feels a deep sense of shame about his financial irresponsibility. One day, while reflecting on his situation, Dabasir meets a wise old man who offers him valuable advice. The old man tells him that no one can achieve financial freedom without first taking responsibility for their situation. He emphasizes the importance of discipline, patience, and a firm commitment to change. He encourages Dabasir to set a plan and take action, no matter how difficult the road ahead may seem. Dabasir, inspired by the old man's words, decides to change his life. He realizes that the first step to freeing himself from debt is to acknowledge that he alone is responsible for his financial troubles. He begins by making a commitment to pay off his debts, no matter how long it takes. With this resolve in mind, Dabasir seeks out his creditors and makes arrangements to repay them, starting with the smaller debts and working his way up. As Dabasir starts paying off his debts, he adopts new habits and practices that help him stay disciplined. He cuts back on unnecessary expenses, focusing only on the essentials. He uses his earnings to reduce his debt, saving a portion of his income while continuing to pay down what he owes. His focus is on making steady progress, even if it means making personal sacrifices. Dabasir also learns the importance of setting specific goals. He divides his debt into smaller, manageable amounts, setting clear deadlines for when each debt should be paid off. He tracks his progress diligently, taking pride in every payment he makes, no matter how small. This practice not only helps him stay on track, but also boosts his confidence and motivation to continue his journey toward financial freedom. Through persistence, discipline, and careful planning, Dabasir eventually pays off all his debts. Along the way, he learns that true financial success is not about achieving instant wealth, but about making consistent, responsible choices over time. He realizes that wealth is not simply a matter of acquiring gold, but of managing what you have with care and wisdom. The journey is long, but Dabasir understands that each small step he takes brings him closer to financial freedom. By the end of the chapter, Dabasir has not only paid off his debts, but has also built a solid financial foundation. He becomes a successful camel trader once again, but this time, he manages his business wisely. He continues to live below his means, saving a portion of his earnings, and investing in his future. He has learned the power of perseverance, the importance of taking responsibility for his financial situation, and the value of living a disciplined life. Arkad shares Dabasir's story with his audience to illustrate the principles of self-discipline, financial planning, and the importance of taking personal responsibility for one's financial destiny. He stresses that anyone, regardless of their current situation, can change their financial future by making a commitment to themselves, setting clear goals, and consistently taking action toward financial freedom. The story of Dabasir is a powerful reminder that wealth is not built overnight. It is achieved through patience, hard work, and smart financial decisions. It also teaches that no one is doomed to a life of debt and financial struggle. By making wise choices, living within one's means, and taking responsibility for one's financial situation, anyone can transform their financial life and achieve true prosperity. The journey may be difficult, but with persistence and discipline, it is always possible to overcome debt and build a secure, prosperous future. Chapter 9, The Clay Tablets from Babylon, is a collection of timeless lessons written on clay tablets, which were passed down through the generations. These tablets contain the principles and wisdom shared by the wealthiest men of Babylon, including Arkad, who learned these teachings from his own experiences and observations. In this chapter, Arkad's audience receives the opportunity to understand the foundational lessons that are essential to achieving wealth, prosperity, and financial freedom. The chapter begins with a conversation among Arkad's students, who are eager to hear the ancient wisdom that has helped Babylon's most successful individuals build and protect their wealth. Arkad shares that these teachings were preserved on clay tablets, which were written long ago by the most prosperous men in Babylon. He explains that the lessons inscribed on these tablets are not just relevant for their time, but are universal principles that apply to anyone who wishes to achieve financial success, regardless of when or where they live. Arkad then proceeds to share the contents of the clay tablets, each one containing a vital lesson that focuses on different aspects of wealth building. These lessons are designed to be practical, actionable, and effective in helping anyone create a life of financial abundance. As Arkad reads from the tablets, he emphasizes that these principles have stood the test of time, providing invaluable wisdom that can transform anyone's financial future. The first tablet addresses the importance of saving and living below one's means. It stresses that in order to build wealth, a person must first develop the habit of saving at least 10% of their income. This habit must be cultivated diligently, as it is the foundation upon which all wealth is built. It also reminds individuals to avoid the temptation of living beyond their means, a common pitfall that prevents people from accumulating wealth. The tablet teaches that true prosperity comes from discipline and from resisting the urge to spend excessively. The second tablet focuses on the importance of seeking wise counsel. Arcad emphasizes that no one can achieve lasting wealth alone. The greatest minds in Babylon understood the value of seeking advice from those who are knowledgeable in areas such as investment, risk management, and wealth preservation. The tablet advises individuals to surround themselves with trustworthy and experienced advisors who can guide them in making sound financial decisions. Arcad himself was able to achieve success through learning from others and applying their wisdom to his own life. The third tablet imparts the lesson of investing wisely. It encourages people to take their savings and invest them in ventures that offer steady and reliable returns. It warns against chasing after quick riches through speculative ventures or schemes that promise fast wealth. Instead, the tablet stresses the importance of making investments that align with one's financial goals and risk tolerance. It teaches that wise investments are those that are thoroughly researched, carefully chosen, and based on principles of long-term growth. The fourth tablet teaches the principle of diversification. It emphasizes that in order to protect wealth, a person must not place all of their assets into a single investment. Just as the Babylonians built multiple layers of defense to protect their city, individuals must build multiple layers of protection around their wealth by diversifying their investments. This strategy reduces risk and ensures that wealth continues to grow even if one investment fails. The tablet highlights the importance of balancing different types of assets, such as real estate, stocks, and businesses, in order to create a stable and resilient financial portfolio. The fifth tablet speaks about the value of hard work and perseverance. It teaches that wealth does not come from luck or idle dreams, but from continuous effort, dedication, and a willingness to work hard. It stresses that those who are willing to put in the time and effort to learn, grow, and contribute to the economy are the ones who ultimately build lasting wealth. The tablet also reminds people that perseverance is key. Setbacks and failures are a natural part of the journey, but those who keep moving forward will eventually find success. The sixth tablet provides guidance on how to handle debt responsibly. It acknowledges that debt can be a useful tool for building wealth when managed wisely, but also warns that excessive or poorly managed debt can lead to financial ruin. The tablet advises individuals to borrow only for investments that will increase in value, such as education, real estate, or a productive business. It encourages borrowers to ensure that they have a clear plan for repaying their debts, avoiding unnecessary risks, and never borrowing more than they can afford to repay. The key lesson is that debt should never be a source of financial stress, but rather a tool for growth when used wisely. The seventh tablet focuses on the importance of living with integrity and honesty. It stresses that in all financial dealings, one must maintain a reputation for fairness, honesty, and trustworthiness. Wealth acquired through dishonest means is not sustainable and will ultimately lead to ruin. The tablet teaches that success is built on a foundation of strong character, and maintaining integrity in business and personal dealings ensures lasting prosperity. Arcad explains that the wealthiest men of Babylon were also the most respected and trusted, because their dealings were always fair and transparent. The eighth tablet discusses the significance of personal development and continual learning. It advises individuals to always seek knowledge and self-improvement, as true wealth goes beyond money. Arcad shares that the wealthiest men in Babylon were those who invested in themselves through education and personal growth. Whether it's learning new skills, expanding one's knowledge of investments, or improving one's leadership abilities, the tablet stresses that growth and learning are key to achieving financial success and fulfillment. Arcad concludes the chapter by reminding his audience that these principles, written on the clay tablets, are not just theoretical ideas. They are practical, actionable lessons that anyone can apply to their own lives. He encourages them to take these lessons to heart, use them as a guide for their financial journey, and understand that with time, discipline, and dedication, anyone can achieve prosperity. The Clay Tablets of Babylon is a collection of timeless financial wisdom that serves as a comprehensive guide to wealth building. Each tablet teaches a fundamental principle that contributes to achieving financial success, whether it's saving, investing, working hard, or maintaining integrity. These lessons remind the reader that wealth is not just about accumulating money, it's about building a life of purpose, security, and long-term prosperity. Chapter 10, The Luckiest Man in Babylon, tells the story of a man named Sharunada, who is considered the luckiest man in all of Babylon. His story illustrates the role of opportunity, timing, and preparation in achieving wealth. Sharunada's rise to prosperity is not simply attributed to luck in the conventional sense, but to his ability to recognize and seize opportunities, combined with his preparation and hard work. This chapter teaches the importance of creating your own luck through perseverance, wisdom, and action. The story begins with Sharunada, a poor youth who arrives in Babylon with nothing but the clothes on his back and a dream of building a better life. As he stands at the gates of the great city, he reflects on his past. Sharunada was born into a humble family in a distant land. His early years were filled with hardship and struggle, but he always held a deep belief that he was capable of achieving greatness. Unlike many others, Sharunada never accepted poverty as his fate. He worked hard, learned valuable skills, and maintained a positive outlook despite his circumstances. One day, while wandering through the streets of Babylon, Sharunada meets an older, wiser man named Dabasir, the same man from Chapter 8, the camel trader of Babylon. Dabasir has heard of Sharunada's ambitions and invites him to sit down for a conversation. The two men share stories, and Sharunada explains his desire to build wealth, but his uncertain future still worries him. He expresses that while he works hard and stays optimistic, he doesn't feel as if he's truly lucky or on the path to prosperity. Dabasir listens carefully to Sharunada's concerns and then begins to share his own story. He explains that he was once in a similar position, struggling with debt and feeling trapped by his circumstances. However, he learned that prosperity is not determined by mere chance, but by one's ability to recognize opportunities and act on them. Dabasir tells Sharunada that true luck is not about waiting for something to happen. It's about being prepared when opportunity knocks. Dabasir shares the key lessons he learned on his journey toward success, emphasizing that prosperity comes through a combination of preparation, opportunity, and action. The first principle is being in the right place at the right time. Dabasir explains that luck often appears when a person is in a position to take advantage of it. This means that one must be actively involved in opportunities, staying alert to the needs around them, and making efforts to be present and engaged. The second principle is learning from past experiences. Both Sharunada and Dabasir agree that the key to recognizing luck is understanding the lessons from one's past mistakes and successes. Sharunada realizes that his failures and setbacks were not signs of bad luck, but rather experiences that help prepare him for future opportunities. In this way, luck is the result of accumulated wisdom and the lessons learned from overcoming obstacles. The third principle Dabasir shares is acting when the opportunity arises. He stresses that luck favors those who take action when it counts. It's not enough to simply hope for the best or wish for good fortune. One must be ready to take decisive action when the right moment comes. Dabasir explains that he didn't wait for fortune to fall into his lap. He worked hard, sought out opportunities, and made decisions that aligned with his long-term goals. Sharunada listens intently to Dabasir's advice and realizes that luck is not something one waits for, but something that can be created through readiness, persistence, and smart decision-making. Inspired by Dabasir's story, Sharunada begins to see his situation in a new light. He understands that if he wants to create wealth, he must first create the conditions that allow for luck to happen. He begins to be more mindful of opportunities, approaching his work with renewed purpose and intention. As time passes, Sharunada's fortunes begin to change. He becomes more attuned to the world around him, constantly looking for ways to improve his situation. One day, he sees a chance to invest in a small business venture, a merchant trade that he knows could be profitable if managed well. With the lessons he has learned from Dabasir and his own determination, Sharunada takes the opportunity and invests his savings. His timing is perfect, and the venture flourishes, allowing him to earn significant wealth. As he becomes more successful, Sharunada continues to apply the principles he learned. He remains vigilant in recognizing opportunities and acts on them quickly. He doesn't rest on his laurels but continues to work hard, learn from his experiences, and diversify his investments. In time, he becomes known as one of the wealthiest and most successful men in Babylon. However, he never forgets the wisdom that brought him to success, and he is always eager to share it with others. The chapter concludes with Sharunada reflecting on his journey. He now understands that true luck comes not from chance, but from preparation, hard work, and a willingness to act when the time is right. Luck, as he now sees it, is something that can be created and cultivated. It is the result of a mindset that is open to opportunity, coupled with the determination to act on it. Arkad, who has been sharing the story of Sharunada with his listeners, uses his tale to illustrate that wealth is not about waiting for good fortune to strike. Instead, it is about creating the conditions for success through hard work, learning, and being prepared to act when opportunity presents itself. He encourages his audience to stop thinking of wealth as something that happens by chance and to start seeing it as something that can be earned through persistence, wisdom, and a proactive approach to life. The Luckiest Man in Babylon reminds readers that while luck may seem like a mysterious force, it is, in fact, something that can be influenced by our own actions and decisions. By staying alert, being prepared, and taking decisive action, anyone can create their own luck and build the life they desire. As we wrap up our journey through The Richest Man in Babylon, here are some key insights and takeaways to remember. 1. Save and invest wisely. Building wealth starts with saving at least 10% of what you earn and making smart investments that will grow over time. 2. Create opportunities. Luck is not about waiting for good things to happen. It's about being prepared and ready to seize opportunities when they arise. 3. Take responsibility for your financial future. No one else is responsible for your wealth but you. Taking full responsibility is the first step toward financial freedom. 4. Live below your means. Wealth is not about how much you earn, but how much you keep. By living within your means, you can build a secure financial future. 5. Perseverance pays off. Success doesn't come overnight. It's the result of consistent effort, patience, and hard work, even when things seem tough. 6. Seek wise counsel. Surround yourself with knowledgeable people who can guide you in making smart financial decisions. Remember, the lessons in this book are timeless and can be applied in today's world. Whether you're just starting your journey toward financial freedom or looking to strengthen your current path, these principles will guide you every step of the way. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was from the video, or if there's a topic you'd like me to dive deeper into in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.